I sit here in my old armchair, the one Margaret used to love, staring out at the garden where her roses still bloom, their sweet, earthy scent drifting in through the open window like a ghost of better days. It's just me now, Edward, 72 years old, rattling around this quiet house in our small town. The loneliness hits hardest in the evenings, when the shadows stretch long and the silence presses in, broken only by the distant hum of crickets. Margaret's been gone 2 years. Cancer took her fast, leaving me with this ache in my chest that isn't just grief. Lately, it's been real pain, sharp twinges that make me clutch at my heart, wondering if my time's coming too. I sip my black coffee, its bitter taste mirroring the regret swirling in my mind. Why did I work those long factory hours? Why didn't I see how it built resentment in my kids? My thoughts drift back to those sunny afternoons, the kind where the air smelled of fresh-cut grass and everything felt right. I can still hear Richard and Lisa laughing as they chase each other around the yard, birds chirping overhead like they were part of the game. "Catch me, Daddy!" Lisa would squeal, her little pigtails bouncing, while Richard, always the competitive one, would tackle her gently, grinning up at me for approval. Margaret would watch from the porch, her smile warm as fresh-baked bread, saying, "Edward, these are the moments that matter." But that was decades ago. Now, the yard's overgrown, and those echoes feel faded, tainted by how things turned out. The phone rings, jolting me from my reverie, the shrill tone cutting through the quiet like a knife. I pick it up with shaky hands, my voice rough from disuse. "Hello? Dad, it's Richard." His voice is clipped, cold, like he's calling from a business meeting, not talking to his old man. No warmth, no, "How are you?" Just straight to it. "We need to talk. I'm coming over. Be there in 20. I feel a knot tighten in my stomach, the kind that comes with bad news. "What's this about, son? You sound upset." "Important family matters," he snaps. "Just be ready." He hangs up before I can ask more, leaving me staring at the receiver, my heart pounding unevenly. Why does he always sound so angry? I think back to his teenage years, how I'd come home exhausted, barking orders because I was too tired to be patient. "Shape up, Richard. Life isn't handed to you," I'd say, and he'd storm off, muttering under his breath. Maybe I spoiled him too much later to make up for it, buying him that car he wrecked, covering his mistakes. Regret tastes bitter, like this coffee going cold in my mug. By the time he arrives, the clock in the living room is ticking loudly, each second amplifying my unease. The door bangs open, no knock, and there he is, my son, tall and broad-shouldered, but with lines of resentment etched on his face. He doesn't hug me or even sit, just stands there, arms crossed, the faint smell of his cologne, something sharp and expensive, clashing with the musty air of the house. "Dad, we need to sort this out," he starts, his tone demanding, like he's the parent now. "The will, Mom's will. You've got to rewrite it." I blink, confused, my chest tightening again with that familiar pain. "What are you talking about, Richard?" Margaret's will is set. She updated it before she passed, and it's clear. He paces, his shoes thudding on the worn carpet, frustration boiling over. "Clear? It's not fair. You've always favored Lisa. She's the golden child, gets everything. I'm your son too, but what do I get? Scraps?" "Richard, that's not true," I say, my voice steady but my mind racing with old memories. How Margaret and I argued about dividing things evenly. "Your mother wanted it fair. She loved you both." He stops, leans in close, his breath hot on my face. "Fair? You're not even in the will anymore, Dad. Not the way you think. I checked with a lawyer friend. Mom changed it last minute. Cut you out of parts to punish you for something. But me? I'm getting nothing while Lisa walks away rich. You need to fix this. Rewrite it to favor me, or I'll contest it all." I feel my face flush, the words hitting like a slap. "You're wrong, son. It's Margaret's will, not mine to rewrite. And I'm very much in it," she told me herself. "What makes you think she'd cut me out? We have been married for 50 years. "Because you were blind, Dad," he shouts, his voice echoing off the walls, making my ears ring. "Always working, never there. Mom resented it, and now it's biting us. Lisa's probably laughing behind your back. Sign over your share to me. Make it right." The air thickens with tension, the ticking clock now sounding like a countdown. I stand up slowly, my knees creaking, trying to keep calm despite the betrayal stinging deep. Richard, this isn't about favoritism. Your mother was fair. If you're hurting for money, we can talk. But demanding like this, it's not right. Not right? He laughs bitterly, a harsh sound that cuts through me. You spoiled me as a kid, then yanked it away when I needed it most. Remember when I asked for help with my business? You said no, tough love. Well, now it's my turn. Fix the will, or you'll see what tough really means. I shake my head, memories flooding in. Spoiling him with toys, excuses for his failures, thinking it was love. I regret that now, son. Maybe I made you this way, always expecting more. But Margaret's will stands. Go home. Cool off. He glares, eyes narrowing like they did when he was a boy caught lying. You're making a mistake, old man. You'll regret this. He storms out, slamming the door so hard the windows rattle, leaving me alone with the echo and a fresh wave of heartache. I sink back into the chair, rubbing my chest as the pain flares, wondering if it's stress or something worse. Why does betrayal from your own blood feel like this? Like a knife twisting slowly? I sip the last of my coffee, its bitterness lingering on my tongue, mirroring the doubts creeping in. Did Margaret really change things without telling me? No, she wouldn't. But Richard's words gnaw at me, stirring regrets about how I raised him, how I let resentment build like weeds in that garden. The mail arrives later, the postman's truck rumbling away as I fetch the stack from the box. Bills, mostly, but one envelope stands out. Plain, no return address, just my name scrawled in unfamiliar handwriting. My fingers tremble as I tear it open, the paper crisp under my touch. Inside, a single note. The will hides more than you know. Watch your back. My heart skips, the words blurring as suspicion floods me. Who sent this? Is it a warning about Richard? The scent of the paper is faint, like old ink, but it chills me to the bone. I set it down, my mind spinning with inner turmoil. Betrayal tastes so bitter, like this endless cup of black coffee I sip alone. What secrets are buried in that will? And why do I feel like this is just the beginning? I slump at the kitchen table, the dim light from the single bulb overhead casting long shadows, while the acrid smell of burnt toast hangs in the air. My shaky hands fumbled the toaster again this morning, a sign of how rattled I am. That envelope from yesterday sits in front of me, its edges crisp and mocking. My fingers tremble as I pick it up again, tearing it fully open this time. The note inside is short, handwritten in block letters. The will hides more than you know. Watch your back. My breath catches, a chill running down my spine like ice water. Who sent this? And why now, right after Richard's outburst? Doubt gnaws at me, sharp as an old wound reopening, making my chest tighten with that familiar pain. Memories flood in unbidden, pulling me back to when Richard was just a boy, his small face twisted in anger as I headed out for another long shift at the factory. I'd come home late, the house smelling of Margaret's dinner gone cold, and he'd glare at me from the stairs, eyes full of unspoken resentment. "Why are you always gone, Dad?" he'd mutter once, but I brushed it off, too tired to see the hurt building. Now, it feels like that resentment has festered into something darker. I can't sit here stewing. I need to talk to someone I trust. I grab the phone, dialing Lisa's number, my heart pounding unevenly as it rings. "Dad? Is everything okay?" Lisa's voice comes through warm but laced with worry, a comforting sound like a hug from afar. She's my daughter, living in the city with her husband and kids, always the one who checks in without being asked. "Lisa, honey, I'm not sure," I say, my voice cracking a bit. "Richard came over yesterday, all fired up about your mother's will, said I need to rewrite it to favor him, claiming I've always preferred you. Even said I'm not in it anymore, which is nonsense. And now this note showed up, anonymous, warning me to watch my back about the will." There's a pause, then she sighs, heavy with frustration. "Oh, Dad, that sounds just like him. Richard's always been greedy, you know that. Remember when we were kids and he'd hoard all the toys, saying they were his because he was the oldest? It never changed. Mom saw it too, in her final days. She whispered to me once, 'Protect your father, Lisa.' Richard might try to take more than his share." I nod, even though she can't see me, the memory hitting hard. Margaret in her hospital bed, her hand frail in mine, the sterile smell of antiseptic clinging to everything. She said something similar to me about safeguarding our assets. Don't let resentment tear us apart, she told me. But Richard, he stormed out yesterday, threatening regrets if I don't give in. And this note, it's got me scared, Lisa. What if he's plotting something? Dad, don't let him bully you, she says firmly, her tone steadying me. Mom updated that for a reason. She knew Richard's type, always chasing easy money, resenting you for those factory years when you were providing for us. You worked so hard, and he never appreciated it. If he's pushing this hard, maybe he's in debt or something. Promise me you'll talk to the lawyer if it gets worse. I will, but it's eating at me, I admit, rubbing my temple. I keep thinking back to how I handled things. Maybe I failed him, letting that anger build. You were always the easy one, Lisa. Independent, kind. But Richard, I spoiled him to make up for my absences. And look where it got us. You're not a failure, Dad, she insists, her voice softening. You did your best. Mom knew that. Just rest, okay? Your heart's been acting up. Don't stress it more. Call me if Richard shows again. I can come down if needed. We talk a bit longer, her words easing the knot in my chest. But as I hang up, the doubt whispers louder. I've failed as a father, haven't I? Letting his resentment fester like mold in a damp basement, spreading unseen until it's everywhere. The kitchen feels colder now, the burnt toast smell a reminder of my unsteady grip on things. That night, the chest pains hit harder, a sharp vice squeezing my ribs as I try to sleep. The room spins, my breaths coming short and ragged, the faint scent of Margaret's lavender sachets in the drawer mocking my solitude. I can't ignore this anymore. I drive to the clinic the next morning, the waiting room humming with fluorescent lights and the murmur of other patients. Dr. Ellis calls me in soon after, a kind man with a straightforward manner, his office smelling of antiseptic wipes and fresh coffee. Edward, good to see you, though not under these circumstances, he says, gesturing to the exam table. Tell me what's going on. It's the chest again, Doc, I reply, wincing as I sit. Sharp pains, worse at night. Feels like my heart's protesting all this family mess. He listens to my heart with his stethoscope, the cold metal pressing against my skin, his brow furrowing. Rhythm's irregular. Any stress lately? Family issues, perhaps? Hesitate, then spill a bit. My son Richard's been pushing about the will, my late wife's, got into a big argument. I even got a strange note warning me. It's got me on edge, wondering if he's up to something. Dr. Ellis nods, making notes. Stress can do a number on the heart, Edward, especially at your age. Tests show it's strain, nothing acute yet, but you need to rest. Avoid confrontations if you can. Take these pills for now, and come back if it worsens. But what if it's more than stress? I press, my voice low. What if someone's, I don't know, plotting against me? Richard's threats feel real. He pauses, eyeing me seriously. If you suspect danger, talk to the police. But medically, rest is key. Your heart's under pressure. Don't add to it with paranoia. Call me anytime. I leave with the prescription, the pills rattling in my pocket like a warning, but his words don't shake the fear. Richard plotting something? Poison, maybe? The note said, watch your back. My mind races with regrets, quiet determination building. I won't let him win. Hours later, as I'm nursing a cup of tea in the living room, the door bursts open without a knock. Richard strides in, face flushed, shoving a stack of papers at me. The air thickens with his anger, a faint sweat smell mixing with the room's staleness. Sign this, Dad, he demands, thrusting them forward. It's a transfer of your assets to me. Do it now, or you'll regret it. My hands shake as I take them, glancing at the legal jargon. Richard, what is this? You can't just barge in and... I can, and I will, he interrupts, voice rising. You think Mom's will is ironclad? I've got ways around it. But if you sign, we avoid the mess. You're old. Your heart's weak. Why fight? Lisa doesn't need it. She's fine in the city. The pain flares in my chest again, but I stand firm. This is coercion, son. Margaret protected us for a reason. What are you hiding? That note I got, was it from you? He laughs cold and sharp. Note? You're losing it, old man. Sign or regret it. Bad things happen to stubborn people. He shoves the papers closer, eyes gleaming with threat. I won't, I say, tossing them back. Get out. He snarls, turning to leave. You'll wish you had. The door slams, his words echoing like a promise of worse to come. I sink down, heart racing, pondering the note's warning. Poison or something darker? Doubt whispers louder, but so does my resolve. What's next? The morning sun filters through my curtains, casting weak golden rays across the kitchen floor. But it does nothing to chase the chill deep in my bones, a cold dread that's settled since Richard's threat. I step out onto the porch, the wooden boards creaking under my feet, and spot a gift box sitting there innocently. No card, no sender, just wrapped in shiny paper that crinkles as I pick it up. My hands, still unsteady from yesterday's pains, fumble with the ribbon, revealing a fancy bottle of whiskey inside, its amber liquid, glinting like false promises under the light. The label looks expensive, the kind Richard might pick to butter me up, or worse. I carry it inside, the glass cool against my palm, and pour a small glass, the sharp, oaky scent hitting me hard. But as I lift it to my lips, hesitation stops me cold. There's something off, a faint metallic tang in the air that twists my gut. Is this the regret he warned about? My mind races back to when Richard was a teenager, how I'd caught him stealing 20s from my wallet, his excuses ringing hollow. I needed it, Dad. You never give me enough. That betrayal stung then, but this feels deadlier. I can't ignore the suspicion gnawing at me, like a rat in the walls. I need to talk to someone level-headed. Tom, my old neighbor, lives just next door. He's retired now, always been like a brother, sharing beers on the porch during tough times. I grab the bottle and head over, the grass damp under my shoes, the morning air fresh with dew. I knock and he opens the door, his gravelly voice greeting me before I even speak. Edward, you look like hell. Come in. What's got you up this early? I step into his cozy living room, the smell of fresh coffee welcoming, and set the box on his table. Tom, this showed up on my porch. No note, just this whiskey. But something's wrong. I can smell it, metallic-like. After Richard's visit yesterday, shoving papers at me to sign over assets, he threatened regrets if I didn't. Tom's eyes narrow, his weathered face serious as he examines the bottle, twisting it in his hands. Anonymous gift, huh? In the middle of a family fight over money? That's suspicious as hell. Remember when my brother pulled that stunt with inheritance? Turned out poisoned sweets. Edward, test that bottle. Don't drink a drop. My heart skips, the idea hitting like a punch. Test it? You think someone laced it? Richard's been raging about the will, said I'd regret not favoring him. But my own son, poisoning me? Could be, Tom says, his voice low and gravelly, like sandpaper. Greed makes people do crazy things. I've seen it. Let's take it to that lab in town. They do quick toxin screens. Better safe than sorry. We drive over together, the car's engine humming steadily, but tension fills the air like thick smoke. At the lab, a sterile place smelling of chemicals and plastic, we hand the bottle to the technician, a young woman with a clipboard. What's this for? She asks, eyeing us curiously. Possible contamination, I say, my voice steady despite the fear churning inside. Run a full toxin scan, urgent. Tom leans in, his tone urgent. If it's poisoned, who's behind it? Edward here's got family troubles, inheritance fight. Could be foul play. She nods, taking notes. We'll rush it. Results in a few hours. Any specific toxins to check? Anything lethal, slow-acting, Tom replies. Stuff that mimics heart issues, maybe. We wait in the lobby, the clock ticking loudly, my mind screaming inner. Questions. How could my own son stoop to this? Is it revenge for the will, for all those years he felt shortchanged? Regret floods me. I should have seen his greed earlier, nipped it like weeds in Margaret's garden. But determination builds too. If it's true, I'll uncover it. The technician returns sooner than expected, her face pale as she hands me the report. Traces of toxin, antifreeze derivative, mixed in. Enough to kill slowly, over days. Mimics natural decline, like heart failure. You're lucky you didn't drink it. My heart races, pounding in my ears, the paper shaking in my hands. My God, who would do this? Tom claps my shoulder, his grip firm. We know who, Edward, Richard, but we need proof. Let's check that box for prints. I've got a kit from my old security days. Back at his place, we dust the box carefully, the powder fine and white, revealing a clear fingerprint on the wrapping. Tom scans it with his phone app, comparing it to a family photo I have, Richard's from years ago. It matches. Bingo, Tom says. His print. Confront him, but be careful. He's dangerous. Lisa arrives that afternoon, having driven down after my frantic call, bursting through my door with a hug that squeezes the air from me, her perfume, light and floral, a comforting reminder of Margaret, who wore something similar. Dad, I came as soon as I could. Tom called me about the bottle. Are you okay? I hold her tight, the warmth easing my chill. Shaken, honey, the lab confirmed toxin, slow poison. And we found Richard's fingerprint on the box. Her eyes widened, voice trembling with anger. That monster! Mom always worried about his resentment, remember? In her last weeks she said, Richard's eyes have turned cold, like he's plotting. We have to stop him. I know, I say, pulling back, my resolve hardening. But I need to hear him deny it. Stay here. I'll call him. I dial Richard's number, the ringtone buzzing in my ear like an alarm. He picks up quickly, his voice smug. What now, Dad? Ready to sign those papers? Richard, a gift showed up. Whiskey, poisoned. The lab confirmed it. And your fingerprints on the box. What the hell is this? Trying to kill me over the will? There's a pause, then he laughs, harsh and disbelieving. Poisoned? Fingerprint? You're paranoid, old man. I didn't send any gift. Probably some prank, or Lisa setting me up to look bad. You've always believed her over me. Don't lie to me, I snapped, anger rising hot in my throat. The toxin would kill slowly, like my heart issues. You threatened regrets? This is it? Your own father? Listen, you old fool, he yells, his voice cracking with fury. If I wanted you gone, I'd do it smarter. You're imagining things because you feel guilty for favoring her. Mom's will is a joke, and you're too blind to see it. Keep pushing and see what happens. He hangs up, the line going dead, leaving me staring at the phone, suspense coiling tight. Lisa touches my arm. He denied it, but he sounded guilty. What now, Dad? Tom nods from the doorway. We gather more evidence, but watch your back. This isn't over. My thoughts scream. Betrayal cuts deepest from blood, but I'll fight back quietly, determined. What's his next move? I pace my study, the dusty smell of Margaret's old photo albums filling the air like forgotten memories, each step stirring up motes that dance in the dim light, filtering through the window. Suspicion coils tighter in my gut, my mind a whirlwind of regrets. Why didn't I see Richard's greed sooner? Flashbacks hit me. Margaret and I in this very room, arguing softly about his laziness, her voice gentle as always. He's our son, Edward. Give him time to find his way, she'd say, her hand on mine, while I'd shake my head, frustrated. Time? He's 30 and still expecting handouts. Now, those words echo as warnings I ignored, fueling my quiet determination to unravel this mess before it unravels me. The tension boils over when Richard invites us to dinner at their house, supposedly to clear the air, but I know better. I drive there with Lisa, the car filled with uneasy silence, the faint scent of her floral perfume, a small comfort. We arrive at their neatly kept home, the aroma of roasting chicken wafting out as Sarah opens the door, her fake smile plastered on, eyes gleaming with something calculated. Edward, Lisa, come in. So glad you could make it, Sarah says, pulling me into a hug that's too tight, her perfume cloying and sweet, masking whatever's underneath. Thanks, Sarah, I reply, forcing a smile as we settle at the dining table, the clink of silverware sharp in the air. Richard sits across from me, smirking faintly, while Sarah bustles with plates. Dad, good to see you, Richard says, his tone oily. After our last talk, I figured we should discuss things calmly. The will, I mean. Mom's updates were unclear. Lisa shoots me a look, but Sarah jumps in, her voice cooing as she serves the food. Yes, let's talk about inheritance. We need it for the kids, Edward. Little Timmy's starting school, and with Richard's business struggling. Well, family helps family, right? Mom would want that. I grip my fork, the metal cool against my palm, suspicion flaring. Margaret was clear about fairness, Sarah. She didn't want anyone pressuring for more. Sarah's smile falters, but she pushes on, leaning in. Fairness? Richard worked hard, unlike some. Lisa's got her fancy city job. She doesn't need the extra. But us? We're building a future. Sign over a portion now. Avoid the courts. It's what Mom intended, I'm sure. Richard nods, chewing slowly. Exactly. Dad, you said no to helping my business before. Tough love, remember? Now's your chance to make up for it. Or do you prefer Lisa getting it all? Lisa tenses beside me, her voice sharp. This isn't about me, Richard. Mom saw your laziness, always expecting handouts. Dad, don't listen. They're twisting her words. Sarah's eyes flash, her coo turning icy. Laziness? Richard's provided for us. You're just jealous he married well? Edward, think of the grandkids. We need that money more than Lisa's spa days. The room heats with tension, the chicken tasting like ash in my mouth. Enough, I say, setting down my fork. Margaret protected the assets for a reason. If you're in trouble, ask honestly, not like this. Richard leans forward, voice low. Honestly, you poisoned that gift idea in your head, accused me. Maybe you're the one hiding secrets in the will. Sarah adds, yes, sign and prove you're fair. We deserve our share, for the family. Lisa whispers to me in the corner as we clear plates, her breath warm on my ear. Dad, she's enabling him. Look at her eyes, pure greed. Mom warned me about her influence, how she pushes Richard's worst sides. You're right, I murmured back, regretting stinging. I should have seen this alliance forming years ago. We leave soon after, the door clicking shut behind us like a trap avoided. Back home, I call Tom over, the evening air cooling as he arrives, his footsteps heavy on the porch. Edward, are you okay after that dinner? Tom asks, settling in the living room, the faint smell of his pipe tobacco comforting. Not really, I admit. Sarah's in on it, pushing hard for money. Lisa thinks she's enabling Richard's greed. I need to search his old room. Maybe he left clues from when he stayed here last. Tom nods, rolling up his sleeves. Let's do it. If there's evidence of contesting the will, we'll find it. We head upstairs, the stairs creaking under us, and rummage through the dusty room, the air stale with disuse. I pull open drawers, finding old papers, while Tom checks under the bed. Look here, Tom says, holding up a notebook. Hidden notes, plans to contest the will. Hire lawyer, claim undue influence on Mom, pressure Dad to sign over, dates back months. My hands shake as I read, the words blurring. My God, Tom. He's been plotting this long. Even mentions escalate if he refuses. Ties to the poison gift. Could be, Tom replies. This is evidence. But what now? Forgive and talk or fight back? Inner conflict grips me tight. Should I forgive? Give him another chance like Margaret would urge? Or fight to protect what she built? Regret washes over me. I let his laziness slide too often, but betrayal like this demands justice. I have to fight, I say finally, determination quiet but firm. For Margaret. That's when the dizzy spell hits, the room spinning like a carousel, my vision blurring as I clutch the doorframe, a wave of nausea rising with the dusty scent. Edward, Tom grabs my arm. Sit down. Your heart? I nod weakly, breath shallow. Stress, getting to me. He drives me to Dr. Ellis, the clinic's fluorescent lights harsh, the antiseptic smell sharp as ever. Another episode, Edward? Dr. Ellis asks, ushering me in, his voice steady. Yes, Doc. Dizzy spell, room spinning, I say, sitting on the exam table, the paper crinkling under me. After finding notes from Richard plotting against the will, and that dinner with his wife Sarah, she's pushing him, all greed. He checks my vitals, and a stethoscope is cold on my chest. Blood pressure's up, my heart is strained. This family drama's worsening it. I'll prescribe more tests, EKG, blood work. But you must reduce stress. If it's this bad, maybe involve the authorities. I reply, hiring a private investigator to dig deeper. Richard's fingerprints on that poison bottle, can't ignore it. Dr. Ellis raises an eyebrow. Investigator. Smart. Just don't overdo it. Take these for dizziness and rest. Call if it happens again. Back home, I make the call to the investigator, a gruff voice on the line. Name's Mike. What do you need? Track my son, Richard, his finances, connections, I say. Suspected poisoning attempt. Will be contested, discreetly. Got it, Mike replies. I'll start today. Any leads? His wife, Sarah. She's enabling. And these notes we found? Noted. I'll report soon. Hanging up, relief mixes with tension, my quiet determination growing. This is the turning point, gathering evidence to expose them. But as I sit there, the phone rings again, an unknown number. I answer, heart pounding. Edward? Mr. Harlan here, your wife's lawyer. Mr. Harlan, I say, surprised, his grave tone freezing my blood. What's this about? A pause then. There's something in Margaret's will you need to hear. Come to my office tomorrow, urgently. It's unexpected. My mind races. What secret could it be? Has Richard gotten to him? I step into Mr. Harlan's stuffy office, the air thick with the scent of polished wood mixing with my nervous sweat. The leather chairs creaking under me as I sit down, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. The room feels smaller than it should, walls lined with heavy bookshelves that seem to close in, amplifying my anxiety. Mr. Harlan sits behind his desk, a stern man with thick glasses perched on his nose, Margaret's trusted advisor for years. I remember her mentioning him during her final updates to the will, her voice weak but insistent. Richard and Sarah are already there, smirking confidently across from me, their presence like a dark cloud. Edward, thank you for coming on short notice, Mr. Harlan says, adjusting his glasses, his voice steady and formal. I've called this meeting to read a key portion of Margaret's will, as recent events warrant clarity. Richard insisted on being here, and I've allowed it. Richard leans back, arms crossed, his smirk widening. About time, Mr. Harlan. Dad needs to hear the truth. Like I told you earlier, you're not in the will the way you think, old man. Mom changed it, cut you out of big chunks to spite your favoritism. Sarah nods eagerly, her eyes sharp. Yes, it's only fair that we discuss redistribution now. Richard deserves his share. We've got family to think of. I feel my face heat, betrayal stinging. Fresh, but I keep my voice even. Richard, you've been taunting that lie since our fight. Margaret told me herself. She left things to me, with protections. Let's hear what Mr. Harlan has to say. Mr. Harlan clears his throat, opening a thick folder, the papers rustling crisply. Very well. I'll read the relevant sections aloud. To my beloved husband, Edward, I leave everything, the house, savings, and investments, with a clause to ensure fair distribution upon his passing. The room falls silent for a beat, Richard's smirk fading slightly, but Mr. Harlan continues, his tone unwavering. There's more, a hidden amendment added in Margaret's final weeks. She included this. I suspect our son Richard's growing greed based on past incidents. Proof of his thefts from family funds is attached, disqualifying him from any inheritance if contested. This is to protect Edward and Lisa from manipulation. My breath catches, inner thoughts flooding like a dam breaking. Oh, Margaret, you saw it all, didn't you? The love in your eyes during those last days, now a shield from beyond, guarding us even in death. Regret mixes with quiet determination. I should have listened when you hinted at his flaws. Richard freezes, his face paling like he's seen a ghost. Then he explodes, jumping to his feet. This is a lie. Mom would never write that. It's forged. You must have influenced her, Dad, with your stories of my laziness. Theft? That was years ago. A mistake. Sarah gasps, her hand flying to her mouth, eyes wide with doubt that betrays her. Richard, is this true? You said the will favored us, but proof of thefts? Did you really steal from them as a kid? I thought that was just family gossip. It's not true, Richard shouts, pointing at Mr. Harlan. Show me this so-called proof. Mom was sick, confused. She resented Dad's long hours. That's why she cut him out partially. But disqualifying me? That's bullshit. Mr. Harlan remains calm, sliding over attached documents, old bank statements and notes in Margaret's handwriting. These are authenticated. Margaret detailed incidents, like the missing money from Edward's wallet and unauthorized charges on family accounts. She added this clause to prevent greed from tearing the family apart. I stare at the papers, my hands trembling as I read her words, the faint ink smell evoking her presence. Margaret, she knew. Richard, you denied everything back then, but she saw through it. This is her way of protecting us. Sarah turns to Richard, voice shaking with accusation. You told me we'd get everything easily, but thefts and that poison gift Dad mentioned, did you have something to do with it? Your fingerprints were on it. Richard whirls on her. Shut up, Sarah! You're supposed to be on my side. The gift was nothing. A setup by him or Lisa. Dad's paranoid. Always has been. I'm not paranoid, I say, standing now, my voice firm despite the emotional storm. The lab confirmed poison, slow acting to mimic heart failure. And now, this will prove your motives. Greed, just like Margaret feared. Just then, the door opens and Lisa rushes in, her face flushed, hugging me tightly, her warmth cutting through the chaos. Dad, I got your text, came straight away. Mr. Harlan called me too. Is it true about the amendment? Yes, honey, I murmur, holding her close, the scent of her shampoo grounding me. Mom disqualified him, proof of his thefts. Lisa glares at Richard. You deserve this, brother. Mom whispered to me before she passed. Richard's resentment will poison everything if unchecked. She meant it literally, didn't she? That gift was yours. Richard's face twists in rage. You! Always the favorite. This is a conspiracy. I'll contest it all, prove Mom was coerced. Sarah stands, doubting louder. Richard, stop. If there's proof, maybe we should back off. I didn't sign up for poisoning attempts. Edward, I'm sorry if I pushed. I thought it was just about money for the kids. Too late for apologies, I say, the power shifting as I hold the documents. The poison gift links back to you both, fingerprints, and now motive from the will. Margaret's clause exposes everything. Mr. Harlan interjects. Indeed. This amendment includes instructions to involve authorities if threats arise. Edward, with the poisoning evidence, we can... Chaos erupts as Richard lunges for the papers. Give me those! It's all lies. Lisa pulls me back. Richard, stop! You're making it worse. Sarah grabs his arm. Enough! Admit it. You sent that bottle. I saw you wrapping something suspicious last week. You traitor! Richard yells, shoving her away. I did it for us. He wouldn't sign over. The admission hangs in the air, my heart racing with vindication. You heard that, Mr. Harlan? He confessed. Before more can unfold, a firm knock echoes from the door, cutting through the shouts like a blade. It swings open, and a police officer steps in, badge gleaming. Officer Reyes, her uniform crisp, expression no nonsense. Edward, I'm Officer Reyes. We got a tip about potential foul play here, poisoning and inheritance fraud. Everyone stay put. My blood runs cold. Who called them? But as eyes turn, the cliffhanger sinks in. This is just the start of justice. I sit in the police station's fluorescent-lit room, the harsh buzz of the lights overhead, mixing with the stale coffee smell that clings to everything, making my stomach churn as I lay out the evidence on the metal table, the poison bottle, the contesting notes from Richard's room, and the fingerprint report. Officer Reyes, a no-nonsense detective with sharp eyes and a firm jaw, listens intently, her notepad scratching as she jots down details. Start from the beginning, Edward, she says, leaning forward, her voice steady like an anchor in this storm. It's my son, Richard, I begin, my voice shaky but resolute. He demanded I rewrite the will and threatened regrets. Then, the anonymous whiskey. Arrived, lab-confirmed toxin, his fingerprint on it. And at the lawyers today, Margaret's will revealed his past thefts, disqualifying him. He confessed in the chaos, said he did it for the money. She examines the bottle, gloved hands carefully. This is serious. Attempted poisoning. The notes show premeditation, fingerprints tie him in. Sarah is involved too. Yes, I nod, handing over the documents. She pushed at dinner, enabling his greed, motives inheritance, debts maybe. Officer Reyes nods, her firm handshake steadying my trembling hands as she stands. We'll investigate thoroughly, gather statements, search warrants if needed. You're safe to go, but stay vigilant. We'll keep you updated. Thank you, I say, relief washing over me, though betrayal stings deeper. Margaret's amendment, it's like she knew. Smart woman, she replies. Call if anything new surfaces. Back home, the familiar creak of my front door welcomes me, but tension lingers in the air like fog. Tom and Lisa are waiting in the living room, the scent of fresh tea brewing a small comfort. Lisa rushes over, hugging me tight. Dad, we heard about the police, she says, her voice fierce. We're with you all the way. Richard won't get away with this. Tom claps my shoulder, his grip solid. Damn right. That boy's getting his karma, poisoning his own father. I've got your back, Edward. Remember when we fixed up that old boat? This is just another storm we'll weather. I sink into the chair, memories haunting me. Teaching Richard to fish on lazy Sundays, the lake water lapping at the boat, his young laugh as he reeled in a catch. Got it, Dad, he'd beam. But now that betrayal hooks deep in my heart, twisting with regret. Why did it turn to this? You're right, I say, voice steadying. But it's hard. Part of me wants revenge, to make him pay. The other knows justice is better, for Margaret's sake. Lisa squeezes my hand. Justice, Dad. Mom would want that. The recording from the lawyer's office, Sarah turned on him, admitting she saw him wrapping the gift. Tom grunts. That's key. Police will nail him. You've got allies now. Us, the law, powers shifting. Their words bolster my quiet determination, but the moral dilemma tears at me. Lash out in anger or let justice unfold. Regret whispers. I failed him, but betrayal demands accountability. The doorbell rings sharply, jolting us. I open it to Richard, face red and furious. Rain starting to patter outside, wetting his shoulders. You ruined my life, he yells, shoving past me into the hall, his wet shoes squeaking on the floor. Calling the cops? That reading was a setup. Mom never meant to disqualify me. I stand firm, blocking his advance, heart racing but resolve iron. You ruined yourself, son, poisoning me, confessing at Harlan's. It's over. Lisa steps forward. Get out, Richard. The evidence is stacking. Your prints, the notes. He glares at her. Shut up, sis. Dad, drop this. It was a mistake. Sarah pushed me, said we needed the money for debts. Bad investments, okay? I didn't mean to hurt you badly. Debts, I echo, suspicion sharpening. That's your excuse? Margaret saw your greed years ago. Tom intervenes. Confess properly, boy. Police are coming. Better now than later. Richard laughs bitterly. Police? I'll fight it. You always favored her, Dad. That's why I did it. Revenge for years of neglect. The words cut, but I hold ground. Neglect? I work to provide. This isn't revenge. It's justice. Leave before I call them. He storms out yelling, You'll pay for this. Moments later, my phone buzzes. Sarah calling, her voice tearful over the line. Edward, please, mercy, she begs, sniffling. Richard's a mess. It's the debts, bad investments, loans piling up. I enabled him, pushed for the inheritance. But the poison, I didn't know until after. Forgive us, for the kids? My grip tightens on the phone. Forgive? You both plotted against me. The will exposes it all. Police know now. She gasps. What? He said it was just a scare. We're ruined. Creditors calling daily. Talk to him. Stop the arrests. Too late, I say, power shifting as arrests loom. You exposed your motives, debts from bad choices. Justice is coming. She sobs. Please, Edward. I hang up, her pleas echoing in my mind, fueling determination over regret. That's when I remember Margaret's safe. Rummaging through it in the study, the metal cool and dusty, I find a small recorder tucked away, labeled For Edward. My fingers tremble as I play it, her weak voice filling the room. If Richard contests, use this. He admitted stealing to me last year, and Sarah laughed it off. Proof of their plot to manipulate the will. I love you, stay strong. The twist hits hard. A secret recording from Margaret, proving their scheme, conversations captured, tying the poison to their debts. Lisa overhears. Mom left that? It's the nail in the coffin? Tom nods. Call Reyes. This seals it. But as we plan, a note slips under the door. the paper damp from rain. You think you've won? I'm gone, but I'll make you regret this. Watch your back. Richard's handwriting, he's fled. Panic rises. What's his next threat? My heart pounds like thunder in a storm as I hurry alongside Officer Reyes through the rain-soaked streets, the pavement slick under my feet, splashing up cold water that soaks my pants, while the smell of wet earth grounds my resolve, reminding me of fresh graves and unfinished business. We've been chasing leads all morning since Richard's threatening note, my quiet determination pushing me forward despite the ache in my chest. Flashbacks hit me hard. Margaret's funeral, the church filled with the heavy scent of lilies. Richard standing there with insincere tears streaming down his face, whispering, "I'll miss her." But his eyes dry and calculating, already plotting. That memory fuels me now, turning regret into fire. I won't let his betrayal tarnish her legacy. We duck into a small cafe to escape the downpour, the bell jingling as Reyes shakes off her coat. "Edward, we've tracked Richard's phone to this side of town," she says, her voice clipped and professional. "Tips say he's hiding out, maybe at a motel. But we need more. Any new evidence?" "I've got Margaret's recording," I reply, pulling out the device, my fingers damp from the rain. It captures him admitting thefts to her, Sarah laughing it off, proves the plot. She listens, nodding. "This is gold. Ties the poison to their scheme. We'll add it to the file. Stay close. If we spot him, don't engage alone." As we step back out, neighbors spot me. Mrs. Jenkins, the elderly widow next door, waves from her porch, her voice a whisper over the rain's patter. "Edward, we always knew Richard was trouble. Saw him sneaking around your place last week. Shifty eyes. You hang in there. Justice for Margaret." "Thanks, Mrs. Jenkins," I call back, her words a small balm. "He won't get away with it." Another neighbor, old Mr. Hale, chimes in from his fence. "Heard about the poison. Despicable. If I see him, I'll call the cops myself. You were always good to us, Edward." Their support bolsters me, inner thoughts swirling. I've transformed from a broken man, shattered by loss, to one seeking closure, for her, for the family she held dear. No more regrets. This chase ends with truth. Back at home, drying off with a towel that smells faintly of Margaret's laundry soap, Lisa bursts in, waving printed papers, her face triumphant. "Dad, I dug into those bank records you mentioned, hacked through public filings with a friend's help. Look, Richard's been embezzling from his business, siphoning funds to cover debts. Transfers match the timeline of the poisoned gift." I scan the documents, numbers blurring in the lamplight, but clear enough to see the fraud. Embezzlement? That explains the desperation. Sarah mentioned bad investments. This proves it. Lisa nods, eyes fierce. "Exactly. He funneled money out, probably to pay loans, then targeted your inheritance to cover tracks. We take this to Reyes. It'll seal the warrants." "Smart girl," I say, hugging her, her damp hair against my cheek. "Margaret would be proud. Let's call Reyes." On the phone, Reyes's voice crackles through. "Bank records? Send them over. Embezzlement adds charges. We've got a sighting at the diner on Elm Street. Meet me there, but stay back." My pulse quickens. Confrontation awaits. We drive over, rain still drumming on the car roof, arriving at the greasy diner, smelling of fried onions and coffee. Through the window, I spot Richard inside, hunched over a booth, Sarah arguing with him. Reyes signals. "I'll handle it, but if he talks, listen." We enter, the door chime alerting him. He looks up, eyes widening. "Dad, what the hell? You followed me?" I slide into the booth opposite, voice sharp. "Admit it, son. The embezzlement, the poison, it's all unraveling. Lisa found the bank records. Police know." He sneers, sipping his coffee, the steam rising like his anger. "Admit what? You deserve nothing, old man. Years of favoring Lisa, ignoring my struggles. Those records are fakes. I took what I needed from the business. It's mine." Sarah shifts uncomfortably beside him, her voice wavering. "Richard, stop! Edward, he's lying. The embezzlement was to pay our debts, but the poison. I told him it was too far." "Shut up, Sarah!" Richard snaps, slamming his mug down, coffee sloshing. "You were in on it, said scare him into signing. Now you're turning." She stands, tears streaming. I can't anymore. Edward, Lisa, he confessed to me last night. The poison was his idea, to make it look like heart failure, claim the will faster. I'm done enabling. I'll tell the police everything. The debts from his bad stock investments, how he forged documents. Reyes steps forward, badge flashing. That's enough. Sarah, you're cooperating? Good. Warrants are issued now for arrest, Richard. Embezzlement, attempted murder. Richard pales, but sneers again. You can't prove intent. Yeah, I sent the bottle. To scare you, Dad. Make you sign. But kill? Never. Sarah's twisting it. That's a partial confession, I say, standing firm. Moral dilemma easing. His slip-up confirms it. You did this for money, betraying your own blood. Sarah nods at me. I'm allying with you, Edward. For the kids. They deserve better than this liar. Reyes cuffs him loosely for now. You're coming in. Warrants are out. Downfall starts here. He struggles briefly. This isn't over. You'll regret chasing me. As they lead him out, the diner patrons whispering, I feel the weight lift slightly, justice unfolding. But outside, my chest tightens sharply. A near-death scare gripping me, pain shooting like lightning, vision blurring as I clutch the diner's wall, the rain cold on my skin. Dad! Lisa cries, supporting me. Your heart! Breathe! Reyes turns. Ambulance now! Gasping, I spotted an envelope on my car windshield. Richard's final threat, slipped there somehow. Even from jail, I'll end you. Watch for the real poison. Terror mixes with pain. What does he mean? If this chase for truth has your heart racing, subscribe for the next part and comment below. What's Richard's final threat? Don't miss the climax. I sit in the courtroom, the echo of the gavel banging sharply and the low murmurs of spectators filling the air like Judgment Day itself. A heavy weight pressing down as I face Richard across the room, his once smug eyes now defeated and hollow, chained at the wrists. The wooden benches creak under me, the scent of polished oak mixing with the tense sweat of anticipation, stirring memories of Margaret's quiet strength that got me here. My heart flutters unevenly, a reminder of my lingering health woes, but quiet determination holds me steady. This is karmic reckoning, long overdue. The judge nods to the prosecution. Proceed with witnesses. Mr. Harlan takes the stand first, adjusting his glasses under the harsh lights, his voice steady as he swears in. I'm Margaret's lawyer, and I drafted the will with her amendments. The prosecutor leans in. Mr. Harlan, describe the hidden clause. He clears his throat. Margaret added proof of Richard's past thefts, bank records, notes, disqualifying him if he contested. She suspected greed, saying to me, protect Edward. Our son's resentment has poisoned him. The will leaves everything to Edward with safeguards. Richard's lawyer jumps up. Objection. Speculation. Overruled, the judge says. Continue. I lock eyes with Richard, his defeated gaze flickering with remnants of anger, but Mr. Harlan presses on. She confided Richard had stolen from family funds before, and recent events, like the poisoned gift, align with her fears. Officer Reyes steps up next, her uniform crisp, presenting the evidence box with a firm hand. The bottle, notes, recordings. We recovered the poison whiskey from Edward's home, she states, her tone unyielding. Lab tests confirm a slow-acting toxin, meant to kill gradually, mimicking heart failure. Fingerprints match Richard's, and bank records show embezzlement to cover debts, motive for targeting the inheritance. The prosecutor probes. And the confession? Reyes nods. At the diner arrest, Richard admitted sending the bottle to scare Edward into signing assets over. Sarah corroborated. He planned it for quick inheritance. Margaret's recording captures him, boasting about past thefts to her, saying, I'll get what's mine, Mom, one way or another. Richard's lawyer cross-examines, voice sharp. Officer, isn't this circumstantial? My client claims it was a prank gone wrong. No, Reyes retorts. The toxin dosage was lethal, combined with threats, notes saying, watch your back. It's attempted murder. Sarah turns state's evidence, detailing their plot. Richard said the poison would make it look natural, then we'd contest the will. The courtroom murmurs rise, like a wave crashing, and I feel justice building, bittersweet in my throat, like ashes from a fire I didn't start. Regret lingers. I trusted too blindly, but this reckoning transforms me. Sarah's called next, weeping openly on the stand, her voice breaking. I enabled him, pushed for the money because of our debts. Bad investments wiped us out. Richard said, Dad's weak heart makes it easy. I didn't stop the poison plan. Now we're losing everything. The house, the kid's future. Edward, I'm sorry. I should have seen his greed sooner. The prosecutor is gentle but firm. You laughed off his theft admissions in the recording? Yes, she sobs. He told Margaret, I took what I needed. Dad never noticed. I said it was clever, but it was wrong. All for money we squandered. Richard's eyes darted to her, betrayed. You traitor. We were in this together. Order! The judge bangs the gavel, echoing sharply. When it's Richard's turn, he takes the stand, voice cracking under the weight. It wasn't meant to kill, he says, looking at me, defeated. I was desperate, Dad. Debts piling up, business failing. You wouldn't help. Always said tough love. The poison was to scare you, make you sign over. But Mom's will disqualifying me? I regret it now. The thefts were stupid kid stuff, but yeah, I did them. Forgive me. His words hang, a partial break, but I stand for my statement, voice steady despite the pain in my chest. Forgive? You poisoned your father, embezzled to cover lies. Margaret saw your resentment. Her letter in the will said, Don't let greed win. I was a trusting fool once, spoiling you to make up for my absences. But you've lost everything now. Inner reflections deepen. I've grown from that fool to a resilient survivor, facing betrayal head-on, finding strength in justice's bittersweet taste. The prosecutor closes. The evidence is overwhelming. Poison, embezzlement, conspiracy. Richard targeted his father for gain. Richard's lawyer pleads. He regrets it. Desperation, not malice. Leniency for family ties. But Richard breaks further, turning to me. Dad, I was wrong. The investments tanked because of my gambles. Sarah warned me, but I pushed. The note at the diner, it was a bluff. Prison? I'll lose my family. Please, tell them I deserve a chance. Sarah weeps louder. He's right. We're broke now, Edward. The house is gone. Kids with my parents. This is our downfall. Lisa beside me whispers, Don't soften, Dad. He earned this. The judge deliberates briefly, then the verdict rings out. Guilty on all counts. Attempted murder, embezzlement, fraud. Sentenced to 10 years prison time, with parole possible after 5. The court adjourned. The gavel echoes finality, murmurs erupting as Richard's led away, eyes fully defeated. Dad, I'm sorry, he mutters, voice faint. Outside, in the hallway's cooler air, Lisa and Tom flank me, celebrating quietly with hugs, the faint smell of courthouse coffee lingering. We did it, Dad, Lisa says, smiling through tears. Justice for Mom. You're a survivor, from health scares to this. Tom nods. Karma hit hard. Proud of you, old friend. Now rest. That heart of yours took a beating. I smile weakly, tragedy lingering in my woes, the chest pains sharper lately, a reminder of fragility. Bittersweet win. I grew through this, but the cost? Back home, sorting the will papers, a twist emerges, the final secret, an envelope from Margaret, sealed with her handwriting. I open it, hands trembling, her faint rose scent wafting up. Dear Edward, it reads, If you're reading this, the truth has come out. Forgive yourself for our flaws, I for my silences, you for your trusts. I love you eternally. Move on strong. Tears blur my vision, her forgiveness, a shield against regrets. But what does this mean for closure? If this karmic reckoning left you satisfied, subscribe for the final part and comment your thoughts. Was the verdict fair? One more chapter to go. I sit on my porch, the old wooden swing creaking gently under me as the sunset paints the sky in warm hues of orange and pink, casting a golden glow over Margaret's rose garden, where the scent of blooming petals drifts up, sweet and familiar, bringing her back to me like a whisper from the past. It's been weeks since the trial, and the quiet evenings like this one help me find peace in moving on, the air cooling as day fades, mirroring the calm settling in my heart after so much storm. Inner reflections swirl gently now. Betrayal broke me. shattered the trust I held so dear. But justice has healed those cracks, piecing me back together stronger, with scars that remind me of growth. The front door opens with a soft click, and Lisa steps out, carrying 2 mugs of tea, the steam rising with a hint of chamomile that mixes with the roses. She sits beside me, our bond stronger than ever, her presence a steady comfort in this new chapter. "Dad, you look peaceful," she says, handing me a mug, her voice soft but warm. "The sunset's beautiful tonight. Mom would have loved it. Remember how she'd sit here, humming old songs?" I take the mug, the warmth seeping into my hands, nodding with a small smile. "I do, honey. That scent. It's like she's here, approving of how things turned out. The trial was hard, but it closed the door on the pain. Richard's in prison now. Karma caught up." She sips her tea, eyes on the horizon. It did. Seeing him break on the stand, admitting desperation. Part of me pities him. But he chose that path. You've changed, Dad. From doubting yourself to standing tall. I'm proud. Moving closer was the best decision. We can rebuild together. You're right, I replied, squeezing her hand. Betrayal from him nearly ended me, with the poison and lies. But uncovering Margaret's letter, her forgiveness, it healed something deep. I was a fool, spoiling him to cover my regrets, but now I cherish the good memories over the bad. Our bond, Lisa, it's unbreakable now. She leans her head on my shoulder. It is. No more secrets or fights. Tom stopped by earlier, said the same. Edward's a resilient old coot. What about Richard's letter? You mentioned it came today. I pull the envelope from my pocket, the paper crinkled and stamped with the prison seal, its faint ink smell evoking a mix of sorrow and resolve. Yes, from prison. Let me read it aloud. Maybe hearing it will help me decide. I unfold it, my voice steady as I begin. Dear Dad, it's cold here, and lonely. The verdict hit hard. 10 years, maybe less with good behavior. I sit in my cell, thinking about everything. I was desperate. Yeah, debt swallowing me whole from those stupid investments. Sarah's gone, took the kids, says she can't forgive the poison plan. But it was my doing, not hers. I regret it all. The thefts as a kid, the embezzlement, sending that bottle to scare you into signing. I thought it would fix everything, but it broke us. Mom's will. She was right to disqualify me. I see that now. Forgive me? I know I don't deserve it, but maybe visit? Your son, Richard. Lisa's eyes well up. Wow, Dad, that's raw. He sounds broken. What do you think? Pondering forgiveness? I fold the letter, staring at the fading sun, inner thoughts pondering deeply. Quiet strength guides me now, not revenge, but closure. Betrayal cut deep, but holding on to anger would poison me worse than any whiskey. I've been thinking, honey. Part of me wants to let go, choose forgiveness like Margaret would. She forgave my flaws, long hours, strict ways, but it's not easy. He sought it from prison, admitting faults. Maybe a visit in time. For now, quiet strength means moving on, not forgetting. She nods, wiping a tear. That's wise. Mom's letter said, forgive yourself first. You've done that. Transformed into someone who cherishes memories, like those fishing trips before it all soured. Richard's paying his price. We don't have to carry the hate. Exactly, I say, the orange sky deepening to twilight, roses' scent stronger in the cooling air. Justice healed the cracks. I'm no longer that broken man, regretting every choice. Now, I cherish the good. You, Tom, Margaret's echoes. Emotional resolution feels right. Transformed, ready for whatever comes. Lisa smiles. And Sarah? She called me yesterday, weeping about losing everything. Tell Edward I'm sorry. The kids ask about Grandpa. Maybe bridges can mend there too. I sigh, reflecting. Perhaps. She turned on him, allied with the truth. Time will tell. But for us, this is closure. Stronger bonds, no more shadows. We sit in companionable silence, the first stars twinkling, my heart steady for once, free of pain. Betrayal tested me, but justice and love prevailed, leaving me to cherish memories over regrets. If this tale of family betrayal and karma touched you, subscribe for more stories, comment your thoughts below, and watch the next part in our revenge narrative series. What would you do in my shoes?